and more the closer you get, and you start to worry about the little things more. Mark Scott joining the conversation. Swagoo, I want to start with you because obviously you are the former Cowboy on the show. Tell me this, sir. Should the Cowboys be thinking Super Bowl?
Absolutely.
Oh, please.
Wow, bro, listen, and look, I understand this. I watched Bart last week say the Giants was going to beat the Cowboys, and he knew that was foolishness, and he understood what he was saying. But the bottom line is
don't
this.
Don't go there. Don't go there. That was the second team for the Giants.
Molly,
didn't have their quarterback, so just relax with that.
Nobody on that damn defense got injured.
Spears.
Let me, hold on
1 second. I just want to say this to Molly. Molly.
What?
You know we love you. You know that. You know how near and dear you are to us.
What?
We love
Where
you.
are we going?
Molly
This is
Q.
a setup.
We love you a lot,
this
Molly
is a
Q.
setup.
We really do.
What?
But when you stand up for your team and get emotional about that, it forces us to think about UConn. Could you just let him go on?
Stop.
Go ahead.
Marcus, you know what it is. I don't just want to act. Don't act like that's just this big, great win.
Don't do that.
Because no one was out there. The quarterback wasn't out there.
Molly,
the running back, the receivers.
Molly, stop.
Okay, carry on.
Don't do it to yourself. Stop.
Well, if we gonna do that, Lyle Collins was out and DeMarcus Lawrence was out. Two of the better players for the Dallas Cowboys. If we want to do that, but I don't want to do
Dak
that.
was there.
The question is, should the Cowboys be thinking about a Super Bowl? Absolutely. Why wouldn't they be? They 4-1. They playing well. They rated in the top on offense. They have defensive efficiency in the top 10. Like, I'm not completely sold on the Dallas Cowboys defense, but they turning the football over and they making timely plays, like the Kansas City Chiefs did when they were on their Super Bowl run. They wasn't just stopping people all over the field. But when you look at them from an offensive standpoint, the way Dak is operating, they are running the football again. In the past years, we thought they were a Super Bowl team because they were having success on the ground. Y'all remember those days when we were talking about Zeke Elliott as a top 3 running back in the NFL? Why was that? Because the offensive line was good and moving people, and they were having success offensively. That's what we talked about. So we're going to sit here today and act like reality is not that the Cowboys are 4-1. And act like the reality is they didn't go to Tampa week 1 and go toe-to-toe. We're going to act like they didn't beat the Chargers, who I'm sure Bart has ahead of the Dallas Cowboys. But ultimately, when you have a conversation about should the Cowboys be thinking of a Super Bowl, why wouldn't they be along with the other 4-1 teams and the undefeated team in Arizona and the teams with players that they feel like they can win a Super Bowl with? I want to hear this. My response is gold. I want to hear the foolishness that's about to come out of these other two dudes' mouth.
All right, first of all, I agree with you. Like, okay, they beat the Giants, but they didn't beat a full Giants. That was a real game. And usually that's a trap game that the Dallas Cowboys find a way to lose. Okay, congratulations, they took a step. They have 2 running backs, which is what you need in the playoffs. You need to pack your running game and pack an opportunistic defense. They have that. But the problem is, man, they're celebrating and pumping their chest out. And this is just September going into October, man. This is going maybe to November. This is only 5 games. Listen, they have to understand that this is a battle of attrition. They have to stay healthy. And Amari Cooper shouldn't be vocalizing this. This is something that these are discussions that they should be having amongst themselves. When you put that out there,
what should he say, Bart? What should he say?
He should say, we're trying to win our division. That's the first step because they're getting ahead of their skis, and we've seen them do this before. And listen, I've been part of teams where Rex Ryan comes out and says, hey, we're going to win the Super Bowl, and it puts a target on your back. Listen, let sleeping bears lie. Right? And listen, they should be happy where they are, but they should understand that, listen, it's a long season. A lot can happen. And Amari Cooper should be the last one saying it because he's the one that really can't stay healthy. So it's important that they stay healthy. They have a great team. I understand that. But I'm still not picking them to win the Super Bowl. Listen, they need to take baby steps, right? This is a team that needs to learn how to continue to get better and a team that needs to continue to take strides forward because the teams that they're playing and the teams that they're going to be playing in the future aren't playoff caliber teams.
First of all, a couple of things. I have to mind my manners, Marcus, with Molly Q, as you call her, because Mr. Good Morning America himself, you know, the sack master, the one and only Michael Strahan is
You
leave
Mark
alone. Michael Strahan.
Michael knows what it is.
Leave Molly alone.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to get sacked.
I speak facts.
I don't want to get sacked, okay? I don't want to get sacked. Lord knows I don't want to get sacked by that brother.
Was out there, not Mike Glennon.
All right, Michael Strahan, I stand down. Miss UConn, I would suggest you watch it, Miss UConn.
Or Miss Loyalty.
Stephen A, let me say something.
Not bandwagon.
Let me say something really, really quick.
Yes.
Because I hear Molly and Bart talking about this. Where was this same grace last year when Dallas' whole team was injured?
Right.
I didn't hear y'all saying that.
Well, let me
what y'all saying about the Giants right now? I didn't hear y'all say this last year about the Cowboys.
Don't interrupt
I'm sorry.
With another sermon, okay? Here's the deal, y'all. I just want to say this to you, Pastor Spears. I want to say this to you. Congratulations, Boss Scott. Let's stand him and give Marcus Spears a round of applause, okay? Why? Because you beat Jalen Hurts, okay? All right, I got that. You beat Jalen Hurts. And then after that, you beat Sam Darnold without Christian McCaffrey, okay? And then last week, you just finished playing against the Giants' second team. I mean, my God. I got to say, where's my blue and white pom-poms? You understand? Where are they, okay? Give me a break. There's still 25th.
Hold on. You just said what you said. You just said what you said. You just said what you said. I better not see these damn Chargers in that top 5 then.
Excuse me.
I better not see them.
Don't tell me what
you failed to mention them. You failed to mention that win.
That was the first two. That's the first 2 games of the season. But don't worry about it. Let me get to my point. Okay?
Go ahead.
You're 25th in yards allowed. You're second worst against the pass in the National Football League, all right? So what I'm trying to say is that you give a little, give a little. Why are we raving about the Cowboys? I'll tell you why we're raving about the Cowboys. There's nothing to talk about with their offense. It's something special.
Yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott's averaging over 5 yards a carry. He looks resurrected, particularly since I called him out because Pollard was looking like a better running back than him. Pollard still averages 6 yards a carry. This is the secondary piece, all right? So it's that, all right? We know what Cooper, obviously, and CeeDee Lamb could do. Wilson and Schultz have been contributing as well. Gallup ain't even been in a lineup. Wait until he gets back. So that's just a multitude of weapons that they have available with Dak playing lights out. Offensively, there's nothing to complain about. Nothing to say, no shade to throw on the Dallas Cowboys. Defensively, you know what this really is? Of course, we like Micah Parsons. Trevon Diggs is my defensive player of the year thus far. He's been sensational. But you know why we're really raving about the Dallas Cowboys defense, Marcus Spears? Because they stunk last year. They were so god-awful because they got Mike Nolan out of the scrap heap. Last time we saw him, he was a defensive coordinator for one of the worst defenses in the league in Atlanta in 2014. Nobody's thinking about hiring this man as their defensive coordinator. Mike McCarthy gets the job in Dallas and says, you know what? He's learned from his mistakes. He's learned from looking archaic when he was in Green Bay. And what's the first thing he does? He hires that guy, okay? So he lucked up. Because with COVID last year and all the restrictions with the NFL and all the different circumstances and what have you, we said, all right, we're going to let that go. They got rid of Nolan. They brought in Quinn from Atlanta, the former head coach of the Falcons. He sort of resurrected that defense. He's got them looking relatively decent. That's what this is about. It's about the fact that people are getting caught up in thinking this defense is legit. This defense is real. When it's been damn near a month since they went against a real established, bona fide, experienced veteran of a quarterback. And wait till that happens as the season progresses. They got a reprieve. Their schedule is relatively soft the rest of the way for the next 6-7 weeks. But then after that, stuff is going to heat up, and we're going to find out what they're made of. So you can talk all of that junk you want, Pastor Spears, with your sermons. At the end of the day, all of these expectations that have been thrown in, you know where I'm going.
The Cowboys.
You're setting them up. You're setting them up. They're going to fall so
it's
hard.
Levels, Marcus. You know it's levels.
And Marcus, I will remind everybody else, you FaceTime me. Let me tell you, Bart Scott, what Marcus Spears did. So they're going against Tampa Bay opening night, Thursday night football, right, to open the season. Do you know this fool, Marcus Spears, actually FaceTimed me with 1:24 left and Tom Brady was still getting the ball? Do you realize Marcus Spears, he FaceTimed me